welcome once again to the City of Doors, Sigil Confidential.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Before we do anything, I want to give a big shout out of thanks to our own beloved Prim for updating our overlay once again. Didn't even ask, and she did it. It's amazing. Thank you. As always, it looks amazing. It's one of my favorite overlays that we have, period.
Well, thank you.
So yeah, thank you. And because of that, all of your minis look amazing, spread out there for everyone to see. I know it's been a little while since we were here, just due to real life concerns and whatnot. So if you are with us, joining us, or have joined us in the past, or looking at us in the future, thank you and welcome. We're going to have an interesting evening tonight. I'm going to give you a heads up. I've actually labeled tonight as a night off. So, I know when we left off, things were really dark and hairy. Does anyone want to recap us? Everybody's jumping up at once.
Well,
I don't even want to relive that in my mind. So no, both of my characters are abstaining from this, and I'm the note taker, so I could definitely do the recap. I do not wish to do that.
So I know we had some tragedy strike recently within our little group. Kind of the house mascot Pohan was found dead. Our beloved scamp urchin monkey boy appears to be the one that did it, not necessarily of his own volition. We lost Ylim the Modron, and as my players have pointed out, this has been a lot of hell in a very short amount of time, actually, in game.
Yeah, not to mention the explosion.
And the explosion.
Less than a week.
Less than a week, yes.
Neil remembers the explosion for sure. More to come on that later.
But
foreshadowing.
So where were we exactly when we left off physically? Where were our people at?
I think all of us were outside the building. Bob, the fire elemental that was in the stove, was talking to Jimmy, and we're just like standing outside.
Bob the
shell
fire
shots. Nell is slightly sleep deprived and like panicking.
Okay. So I believe the suggestion at this point was to abscond to the Wickletongue distillery and recoup.
Actually, it was first to go to Temper's apartment.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Because it didn't to meet with Jimmy, yeah.
Bring my place up as a safe haven.
That's right.
Yeah, because he's not associated with us.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. So, is that still the plan then?
I think we were still in discussions there.
Well, in that case,
I'm over here freaking out.
Well, then in that case, we'll turn on the show. Credits have rolled, saxophone's going, and clap.
Okay.
Fade in.
This is
Nils freaking out.
Nice. This is really nice. I like this overlay. This is insane.
Yeah.
It took me forever to
Bob
pull
the
it up,
fire
but I like
builder
it.
is slowly burning a hole in my glove, but he's fine. You know, he's a cool guy.
Not the
I don't
first
know how
hole.
to get the. I don't know how to get the altar off there, but am I just not looking at it right?
The altar?
There's altar, Arden, Delta, IG, and Ren.
That overlay's still going.
Yeah, I don't know how to get that away. I don't.
I'll try and turn it off. I'll try and turn it off.
That's my boy Altor Thos, he of the forearms and the dodgy Russian accent.
Yeah, I'll try and get rid of that.
But anyways, last I remember leaving off was Jimmy was taking the sign down off of the front of Stapleton Detective Services, was tucking it in his jacket where he felt an invisible hand on his shoulders, and said that they were going to Tember's.
Okay. That sounds right to me.
Oh, and also, just because it was mentioned in the Discord, but like not mentioned here, there was a slight mistake with when Elim was reading off all of the names instead of Bryn. Elim meant to say the name Madame Leondra, so.
Yeah, that is canon as well. We did retcon that the name mentioned by Elim was Madame Leondra. If I pronounced that right, I hope I did.
You did.
Good. Yes, so yes, going forward, that is canonical. But yeah, and Ginkgo Nil is jacked. They are a jacked individual because, let's be honest, the mind is power.
Don't look at my strength score. 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 Don't look at my strength score.
Are these for show? Does Nil just do bicep curls all day?
Yeah, why not?
I'm strategizing playing the strength in a different way with this one. You know, not just like arm strengths, because this character probably would not do well as far as like strength tests, like arm wrestling or something like that. Just because like they don't have the strength of mind to do it, I think.
Mind over matter.
Yeah, but then at the same time, they could probably
mind?
like
What?
They could probably like take over mentally, but it's just it's a conflict. There's a conflict, you know. Strength of spirit really more than like physical, if that makes any sense. Like right now, what I'm going through with this explosion that just went off and the stuff that's in my backstory, I'm playing that. That's why I'm freaking out. You know, it's not Constitution that keeps my Constitution governs like my digestive system and my health, but strength actually like gives me fortification to deal with things, I think. And that's kind of why this is particularly difficult for this character.
Okay.
It's how I'm choosing to play it. I don't know.
That's fine. It's your character, so there's nothing wrong with any of that. So you're good. You're good.
But the guns will come into play later. There's a reason for that. Hero Forge does not have many options when it comes to gender, so.
Well,
Fair.
That's
fair. I was about to say, if Nil lacks mental fortitude at 20 int, I should be a puddle on the floor.
Emotional and mental connection and emotional maturity and ability to handle things.
That sounded a lot like Wiz right there.
Oh, okay. Maybe it is. You know, I'm very new to this stuff, so you know, I've only really played 5th edition except for Cairn and Toon and some other stuff, but like, I don't think it has to be that, you know, militaristic, if that's a word.
It's all about how you envision your character. So there's nothing wrong with that. You can have a 5 strength and still be muscular. Believe me, I've known bodybuilders who could bodybuild but couldn't do any feats of strength.
It's more of a visual choice than anything because of stuff that's gonna come up later. If I can stop holding you guys back with the exposition, but like,
it's all good. This is what they pay us for.
I don't have many choices, so that's why I chose those for that reason. And when you look at this Hero Forge image, once we actually like do all the backstory, you actually figure out what's going on. When I say I'm a regular human being, then it'll make more sense.
That'll work.
But shall we adjourn to Tember's apartment?
Yes.
We should.
If that's still the plan, we should. All right.
Tember, where's your case again?
Follow me. I'll show you. It's kind of off the beaten.
Off the beaten path. Okay.
Also, look at Jimmy using the cant. I'm proud.
He tries.
He's going
sometime.
native.
He pats his pockets. The sign is well placed, but he says, Huh. Shouldn't really have a party without anything to drink, and I'm not going back up for what's upstairs. Let's swing by the Wickletongue on the way. Or take a brief detour. I don't know which way you're heading, Timber.
I don't think we ever actually decided where it was.
Where what was?
Where his house is actually located. We just sort of...
Oh, I would assume it's probably somewhere near the mortuary, but as long as it's not some palatial mansion, pretty much give you carte blanche.
Is he cutting out for anyone else? Because I'm dying over here.
Yeah, you are cutting out a little bit there,
Okay.
Tember. It sounds like your noise gate's probably cutting you off.
How's this? This better?
Much better.
It's A-OK.
Okay. I lowered the sensitivity. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be by the mortuary. That sounds right.
All right.
But yes, no, I honestly don't have much in the way of beverages with a kick. So yes, if you want to stop the Wickletongue to provide some fortification.
All right.
I am just...
Jimmy is on the move in that direction.
That's all you need.
My only concern is part of the reason I recommended my abode is the fact that if they went after Stapleton investigators, will they not have made a connection to the Wickletongue?
Oh, I've no doubt. But if there's anybody to save, do it now. And if there's any more bad news, well, I'll do that now too.
Tonight everybody dies. No.
Things you don't want to hear from the DM. Part 1.
Oh, now come on. How many times have I said that to you and you're all still here?
Joke's on you.
Follow
One
up
of us
that.
is already dead.
This is fair.
You're still
Follow up to
here.
that is evil laughter. Just like...
That is fair, though. I mean... So yeah, you guys start heading towards the Wickletongue. Does anyone remember where that is?
Should just be 2 or 3 blocks over from us.
You are correct.
Oh my god. I closed the tab. I thought I was in the campaign and I wasn't. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So, we head to the Wickletongue. It's not a terribly long walk, obviously. And I am going to scoot us over
Give him a scooch.
to the Wickletongue. It's been a while. But yeah. Southwest corner. I'm actually going to pull us a map up for our lovely viewers to watch, even, because I know they want to see this. Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so, there we go. We'll stick those at the top. Alright, look at that. Look at that. I just wanted to move all your names off the screen there. So yeah, southwest corner, you'll see all your people. I'm going to zoom it in, because this is a fairly decent-sized map. There we go. So you open up the all-too-familiar... I believe that's everybody. Yes, okay. You open up the all-too-familiar front door. Welcomed into the slightly smoky environment. You can immediately smell the ryes and the other chilies and herbs that they use back in the distillery that just kind of waft through the air in a pleasing way. It's dimly lit, it's cozy. The carpet that you step on as you enter is just soft enough to where it kind of muffles your footsteps. As you walk in from behind the bar, you hear old Big Bell go, "Look at that man," as Jimmy walks through the door.
Jimmy's never displeased to see Big Bell, but this isn't particularly welcome. moment, calls out, hey, Bell, no trouble tonight?
He comes back with, flying high, Captain, flying high.
Glad to hear that at least.
Now, I will point out, because it came up in a off-screen discussion,
Sure.
that the recent tragedies you have encountered have not yet made it to the staff of the Wickletongue. It's been pretty close. So just so you're aware. But yeah, you guys are in. You should, I hope, have control of your tokens. Let me know if you don't, and I'll fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy's just gonna make the rounds, keeping an eye out for the named and important members of our staff. Big Bell seems like he's doing all right, but we still need to find Margaret and Anguish.
Okay. Let's see. Margaret must be in the back somewhere. Anguish is always in the back, but as soon as you make your way into the floor of the shop, you can kind of hear her muffled a little bit, barking at the goblin crew in the back. Hear her say something about, "Oh, God, another one in the vat, stop it!"
All right. Jimmy takes his leave briefly from the party up front and pops through the doors to the back.
All right.
If anybody follows him, he's probably not going to stop, but, that's where he's heading.
All right. So, yeah. I have to move back there and find you. Let's see here. Are you moving your token?
Yeah, I just pop him around.
Okay.
I don't know why I feel obligated to, go in little stretches so it feels continuous. I don't know.
Because it looks right. It's fine.
Yeah, it does look more correct that way.
So yeah, you pop back, you pass through the usual crew. It's hard to tell them apart. These little goblin guys, they wear identical uniforms, and besides various warts and nose sizes and clips on their ears and whatnot, they're goblins. They do have name tags, but I think Anguish is probably the only one that actually knows them. But yeah, she looks you up and down. She says, finally decided to come into work.
Yeah. Yeah. The other line of business is giving me grief these days, so I figured I'd stop by and make sure everything's okay.
Oh, good. You can do this full time.
I'll think about it, if I can get out from underneath this one, it might be a nice retirement.
It'd be nice, Jimmy. I haven't had a vacation since I started.
We'll have to work on that. I assume Goblin Crew's mostly accounted for.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they're here.
Much as they ever are, but that's okay. Marg working tonight? Who's on wait staff?
She's around here somewhere.
Jimmy, he's been looking a little crestfallen the whole time. It's been a shit show, Ann. I'll tell you about it later. I still gotta crawl out from under it myself.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, boss. I hope it gets better for you.
Hope so, too. I'm, take a bottle of the reserve from the table. I'll leave a little gold up with Bell to keep the books balanced.
Well, Bella just broke up with his boyfriend, so, I'll be a little generous with the tipping tonight, Jimmy. All right?
Will do, eh? Will do.
All right.
Yeah, keep an eye out. No suspicious characters, right? Anybody comes in, you call.
You're the only ones in tonight so far, Jimmy. It's been a slow
Ah.
week.
I have to think about that. Alright, and Jimmy walks off now. He stops by the shelf where some of the bottled merchandise is. He flips through. He says, "All right, old times. Which one was it that we said was for nostalgic memories?"
Oh, that was, what was it?
Wasn't the green tongue.
That was,
The green tongue was for something a little stranger.
Yeah, it was, the Good Farmer's Wife, I think.
I think it was. I believe we'll say you're right. He finds a good-sized bottle of the farmer's wife, and he says, "Ah, just what I need."
Okay.
Pulls it off the shelf.
And, like I said, there's always, Phoebe's special. I know you're big on that one too, boss.
He looks at it for a moment. He considers. It's a good brew, but I don't need anything stranger in my life right now.
Fair. Alright, well, you know where I am if you need anything.
Of course, Ang, of course. Take it easy.
You're sitting at your usual table.
Maybe just for a moment. We're heading on tonight on the other business, sad to say.
Ooh, I wouldn't recommend it.
Rough streets?
Nah, it's just a blinder coming in. Fog's gonna be terrible.
Ah, hell. I have to sit and think it over then. Talk to the crew.
Alright, we got a warm fire, food to eat, and booze to drink, boss. What more could you ask for?
A few things, but they're not coming to mind right now.
Well,
Thanks, Ang. I'm out.
alright.
He's heading back to the front.
For a lady named Anguish, she's remarkably friendly.
Can't help your name. Jimmy didn't pick his out for himself.
Fair as well. So, now, some of you have never been here.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Wickletongue Distillery there's a lot of newer construction built into a lot of older construction. It's not your average bar at all, especially by Sigil standards. This is pretty low-key, laid back. Like I said, it's cozy. There's a couple little memorials here and there, but I don't think they'd mean anything to your characters, really. You probably wouldn't even notice them. I'll let the other characters explain them in character if they choose to, or if it comes up, but that's up to you guys.
Is there a dead goblin in one of the vats?
You'll have to ask that in character as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What's Bob doing?
Bob the...
Oh, he's perched on the shoulder. He's been chilling.
Yeah.
Can I take him? Can Neil take him?
Ask me in character. Ask Jim.
You want me to hold him? He seems to be burning your coat.
Jimmy looks over to his shoulder where there's now a hole down to the flesh. He says, Bob, what you feeling? I can pop you in the fire. You can chill with Mill.
Bob looks down at the hole in your shoulder and kind of goes, "Oh, sorry."
Worse.
He hops down and looks up at Nil and kind of cocks his head back and forth and says, "You sure?"
Yeah.
He'll hop up in your hand. Detonation.
Let me give Jimmy a point of damage,
That's
actually.
the wrong one.
Detonation. Oh my god.
That's the wrong one.
What is happening?
That's the wrong one. Hang on, I'm looking for the other one. See, the thing is, Roll20 is not kind to me when it comes to creating a character sheet, so I had to do this a weird way, which made me have to do some things.
Nil just killed everyone. I told you were all gonna die.
No.
Today.
No. This one. This is what we're
Fire
doing.
for him.
Okay, just
Oh, so now you're on fire.
Yeah.
So everything
Just
within
for,
5
like-
feet of you is taking 3d6 fire damage, including the floor,
Just
the
for like a
furniture,
second.
and
Just for like a second. Just whoosh.
you're gonna scorch
whoops.
the floor.
The
You're
whole
in a
King is proud.
you're in a
Does it have to be the
distillery.
floor?
You're in a
That's
distillery.
not a good idea.
You can
How
smell the
about
fumes.
How about no?
Like, it's
Okay, we
dangerous
won't
enough
do
that Bob is with you. I'm letting that slide. I'll let you go with the resistance one you posted earlier, and that's fine. He won't burn you.
Okay, no. No. I just wanted to, like, for effect, because I'm tired, just foosh for a second. Not, like, use the ability or anything. It's just like, just kind of shake my other hand as it catches on fire.
No.
And that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Just, like a little, like a
Okay,
cantrip level, just, like,
that's fine.
effect. You
I'll
know?
I'll let it slide. Draken.
Oh, no.
Jimmy's looking at you, and he's looking at you not burning, and he's looking at you. You feel very seen.
Mind meld.
Yes?
And he says, "Now Draken was good at that trick."
What trick? As I'm
not
talking to him,
burning.
I'm doing this one, not the other one.
The mind meld
Mhm.
with Jimmy.
It says a willing creature.
No, that's
So-
why I'm asking. Is it with Jimmy?
Yes.
Okay. No, just making sure.
If
Are-
he's willing, and the only reason I'm doing that is to get like a little bit of like a microphone feedback and pretend to have a migraine because I'm sleep deprived. I'm using the wrong ability. I mean to use telepathy, but I'm using this one instead.
How does Jimmy experience this?
Be creative. Let's hear it. As long as it
If
doesn't
he's
breach the
willing.
mechanics of the ability.
If you're willing, as a bonus action, I can communicate telepathically with a willing creature that I can see within 120 feet. The target must have an intelligence of at least 2, and yada 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 yada. Don't need to share a language, yada yada. Gain access to one memory of the target's choice.
But what's it
Gaining
What's it?
perfect recall of one thing it saw or did.
But what's it feel like?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it feels invasive. It feels like, you know how you handle brain matter, like when there's a dissected brain in your hands and you just kind of roughly handle it and you mush it a little bit too much?
I will
It feels
imagine.
like a scalp massage has just gone too far.
Mhm.
Okay.
I will say Jimmy is surprised enough that not only does he respond telepathically, accepting the mind meld, you actually lift a memory as well.
Hmm.
Can you guess what it is? I bet not.
Probably something from the very recent past.
No, not at all.
I don't know.
It is a place that Nil would not recognize, but the rest of the party might actually remember the kind of grimy, run-down, medium-sized city where it all started. Goatskin in Cairn, Jimmy's hometown.
Goat skin. Hell yeah.
You get a memory of a much younger Jimmy walking past a particularly dirty street corner, and then there's a loud noise behind him, and he turns around, and a huge brick has fallen out of a chimney.
Huh.
So you smell something through the smog. It smells kind of good, but rich. Some kind of cooking meat. You're not sure.
Okay. Oh man, I meant to use the other one.
Yeah. Jimmy telepathically responds, "What?"
Sorry. I meant to use the other thing. And I switched to telepathy at that point.
Alright.
You can sense from Jimmy a growing unease as he pries the cork from the top of the bottle.
Okay.
He sets it on the table and he says to the party at large, "Well, we were gonna head out, but we got word it's gonna be pretty thick out. I'm gonna go check."
You go peek out.
Yeah, he goes to the door and peeks through.
Yeah, you can already see it starting to billow in. It's just one of those rare Sigilian smog outs where it just gets real thick. It's half pollution, half smoke, half fog, half God knows what else. Miasmic forces are pulsing through this part of the city.
He reaches a hand out. It moves barely as he pushes through it, and his hand is zapped slightly from some lingering static charge. And he says, "No. Let's not." Yeah, it's a mess out there. Let's hold up, wait for it to pass.
All right. So, I see you have kind of congregated kind of over by your usual table, more or less. The fire's burning, warm. You can kind of get the wafting scent of peat burning.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's not a lot of wood in the sigil, so yeah, you're getting imported peat.
Poor Pete.
Poor
What's
Pete.
he ever do to anyone?
I don't know, but he's part of that Moss family, and they're no good.
Little lore note. Sigil uses razor vine for kindling, actually.
Oh yeah. Well, no, this
Because
is imported. Imported. Only the best for the Wickletongue distillery.
Yeah, we needed it to
That's
smoke
fair.
the whiskey anyways.
This is
That's fair.
imported straight from Tir Nanog.
But generally, yeah, like the excess razor vine that the dab has cut down is like kindling for most people in Sigil.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I figure with all the stuff you've gone through with Lim and his weird fascination with certain patches of razor vine, you probably would.
We just don't trust it anymore.
So yeah, Jimmy's brought out a bottle of the Good Farmer's Wife.
Mm-hmm. I go over to the bar. I collect some glasses for everyone. I leave 3 gold there for Bell and say, "Hey, chin up, big guy."
He kind of goes, and he kind of does the little like shy thing and winks at you.
Mm. Back around the table, Jimmy plonks himself down at the head and pours himself a little glass at least.
All right. Yeah, it comes out. You immediately get the scent of petrichor as it pours. A little hint of goodberry. It's a refreshing scent. Everybody at the table can smell it. Is anyone else having a glass?
Yeah, Kasey will.
Okay. So Kasey steps forward, wants a glass. You gonna give him one?
Of course. I pour our newest changeling friend 2 fingers of the whiskey.
All right.
And I warn him, since this is his first time here, if I remember right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you've had any of our stuff out in any other establishments. It's a little stronger when it's this close to the source. This one's for old times. So if you see anything, just pay it no mind.
Noted.
All right. You take a sip.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a con save, please.
Alright. Oh, yeah, this isn't my best one.
Huh.
You'll make it.
Yeah.
You're good. You take it back. You settle in. It's like I said, the scent of petrichor, like a fresh rain with a little sweet hint of goodberry. It washes down. It's smooth. It's got just the right amount of dry, just the right amount of burn, and yet it still waters your mouth. And as it goes down, you just can't help but think back to a childhood. A lovely, lovely memory from your childhood just kind of floats to the surface and you get lost in it for a second.
Oh, that's good.
Welcome to the Wickleton. So, you guys hear the front door open. It kind of just, nothing slams open, but it's not a quiet open. It opens in a way that announces. As the door closes, you hear on the carpet strange sounding footsteps. They sound a little less human than you might be used to.
Heads rotate, I'm sure.
As you look up, you see a strikingly beautiful horse-headed woman walking into the bar. She has a certain presence about her.
That fog out there is getting a little ridiculous. Beator's bells! Is that Nil?
As the master is looking over at Nell, shaking hands, holding Bob the fire elemental, he looks over at the door to see someone who recognizes Nell in surprise. Nell looks up from the fire elemental at the same time, but with a different reaction. It's you! And I'm gonna dash over there and be like,
Bob somersaults off your hand as you go running, and
okay,
kinda
good.
runs off into the fireplace.
The new visitor will
Hi.
hold out her arms and embrace. It's just like, Nil, I haven't seen you since Athos. How have you been? Oh my word.
Well, I'm alive. We've had some stuff happen. So we'll get into that, I guess, when you meet up with everybody. Come on.
All right,
The master is dismayed at this form of friendliness and moves over here.
Ooh, jealousy. So now, I based upon the familiarity, we'll just assume that this person has been here before, possibly frequents it from time to time. It is very good whiskey. If that is the case, yes?
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, as you walk in, Big Bell will kind of wave at you with his feathers.
Hi, Belle. Fog's getting a little balmy out there.
Okay, so I'm just picturing everyone kind of staring at you, like dumbfounded. Nil has a friend?
Jimmy is rotated with his arm over the back of his chair to keep an eye on proceedings, but he's still sipping the beverage.
As I start to introduce you to everyone, I invoke whatever the last thing is in chat. Telepathic contact.
Okay.
To just, like, introduce you to everyone at the same time.
Alright. So, what is your introduction?
Ladies and, well, just gentlemen, because there's no, gentlemen. The honorable, the esteemed, the glorious Lady Alessandra. And Lady Alessandra, these guys!
Oh, Nil, I don't need that pompous of an introduction, but thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so on the assumption that Lady Alessandra might have made a name for herself here in the city, shall we roll some familiarity?
If you'd like, yeah.
Sure. What shall I roll?
I can't wait to see this.
Be so good.
Do you have like a contacts type skill, don't you?
Oh, I totally do, yeah. Anything that is criminal, I could get through my criminal network.
Let's use that same skill. Just, it won't be, she's obviously not necessarily a criminal, unless she's turned to a complete life of crime, who knows?
No.
Let me go double check. It
No
normally
judging.
doesn't have a role associated with it is the thing, but I guess...
Here.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's just do history. Yeah, I like history. Let's go with history.
Sure. I
Is it
will
for everybody, or
suppose take an advantage in it from the criminal network.
That works. If you want, you can. Yeah, of course. And
I just
anyone.
want to see what this person's intentions are.
There
Like,
you
I'm
go.
not looking to see if I remember that. I guess.
Yeah. No, you'll recognize her. She's kind of unforgettable. There's a chance with that role you might have even seen her before somewhere out performing.
Hmm. What do I know?
She's very gifted musically. Obviously, she's a very unique-looking individual. She has a shadowy history that nobody seems to know.
That was certain someone brought up her name last session.
I was thinking that.
Hmm.
Okay. Kasey was definitely thinking that. He's thinking, He's probably also thinking, there's something familiar. But he can't put his finger on what it is.
So, do you remember who brought up her name?
It was the, it was Elim, wasn't it?
It was a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, calling out everyone's names.
So, yeah, Master, you're just having a bad time with those rolls.
He's so overcome with jealousy at that hug that he just saw. He's just like, who is this person?
He has no idea.
It's so weird to see a 12 highlighted in red as a crit fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High insight check.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
But it makes sense because the Master is incredibly paranoid. So,
Yeah, just, who is this?
so yeah, you have no idea. Seems friendly enough, but so yeah. Lady Alessandra, do you sit? Do you join them at the table?
Yeah, I'll join them at the table.
I apologize. I should have thought of this. We don't have a mini for Lady A.
Nah.
If you want, you can use Bren's mini as a surrogate for the time being,
Yeah, sure.
Following around Tember.
just so we know
Makes
where you
sense.
are.
Sorry, dude.
Timber's just hanging out in the shadows. Well, as much of the shadows as there are.
Yeah, there's a column or two. Poke behind him. Jimmy gestures at a glass as if offering.
Sure. I'll throw down a shot.
All right.
He pours and pushes it over to you.
Let's
All right.
get that con save.
I was checking my stats because she doesn't have a character sheet either. Gotta
Uh-oh.
type this all in manually.
Uh-oh. But we won't do too many of these tonight, I promise. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You take it down. Once again, smooth as can be. You've been here before. You know this ride. Feels good going down. Makes you remember your happier times. But yeah, you don't get completely lost in it. You're still there. You're still with everybody.
Oh crap! I accidentally pressed back. Really need to change those keybinds. But Lady Alessandra will say, the hint of goodberry in that tastes really nice. The goodberry notes complement that well. Is that new?
It is. Aang's been tweaking the recipe. I'll pass along your compliment. Jimmy leans back. You know, this is a little fortuitous.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
We don't normally, pry into any backgrounds that we're not paid to. But, Mill was telling a little tale earlier, and we were gonna swing by some of your usual haunts, see if you were down for a conversation. Jimmy Callons, by the way, Stapleton Investigative Services.
Nice to meet you, Jimmy. I wonder if it was you who I was supposed to go visit. See, I have an informant in the Free League that said that there was someone asking after the details of the death of Malachi, and I was just headed that way, but then the smog started rolling in, and I ain't getting out of that.
Oh, us neither. Us neither. One rarely comes out of the fog the same you went in. Now, importantly, one drink deep or not, these things don't phase him too quickly.
No, unless you're drinking Phoebe's.
Nah, not tonight. But that seems a little fast for the people asking after Malachi to be us, so Jimmy's gonna assume this is Tember that she was informed of. Jimmy says, well, our inquiry is just now starting up, but if you feel like talking about your old friend, it might help us out.
Yeah, sure. Is there anything you would like to know about Malachi in particular?
Well, first off, heard he was dead. My apologies, but is that the case?
No, you're right to ask that question, Jimmy. And the story, it's a rather barmy one. I and the rest of us got into some extraplanar shenanigans, I should say.
I am personally and professionally equipped to believe anything you can say. Hit me with it.
Well, I won't bore you with the whole story, and frankly, I'm fuzzy on the details myself because I spent a lot of that time rather confused, and a lot of it has been blocked from my mind, honestly, or I've just flat forgotten about it because it's hard to hang on to the details that you're not quite clear of, but Malachi's death was one that has impacted me hard enough that it's stuck with me. Because, I liked the Cutter. He trusted in my ability to lead from day one, or really, I never stepped up to the plate to be leader of the group. He more nominated me because he didn't want to, but yeah, he seemed to really have a trust in me and my skill, and I had a respect for him in turn, and the both of us just had a, mutual admiration and respect for each other.
Jimmy
Another
cuts
tiefling
in
like myself.
to steer the conversation in directions that interest him a little bit. What line of work was Malachi in? Knowing the answer to this already, but he wants to hear it from her.
He was one of the dustmen. Didn't know exactly what he did with the Dustman, but way more than a namer, I'll say that. At least felt like it, though.
And what all was he doing with, not to be the pot calling the kettle black, of course, but a bunch of primes?
Yeah, that was the barmy details of the story that I was about to skip over because it wasn't quite as relevant as whether or not Malachi was actually dead, but what he was doing with us is, well, I know for me, and probably true for some of the others too, is I was going about my business and I was trying to escape from my father and making good headway. And all of a sudden, it was just like I blacked out. And then I woke up in the hands of a slaver. Me and a lot of the others, like an Azamar named Torio was there with us. A Dragonborn named the Experimentalist. Several. And Malachi is the one who bought our freedom, but I suspect that he bought our freedom at the behest of his employer, who put us all to work under a magical contract where our first order of business was to find and locate a unicorn that someone had lost. And that is where our interplanar adventure started.
So
Wait, so he bought you out from slavery and then magically contracted you to do stuff for them. Is that not really the same thing?
It was effectively the same thing, but he wasn't the one who wrote out the contracts. And he was basically doing it because his employer told him to. If I remember right, I could be fuzzy on the details, pardon me.
So, as you're discussing this, I will say, as you're discussing this, you hear a voice from the entryway just say very softly, "Oh, Lady A always did say the nicest things about me."
Head whip,
Do I hear this?
Oh yeah.
whips over.
Staring at you from around the corner.
Oh. Lady A's head whips all the way the hell around. And it's just like, Malachi, you're alive!
Well,
What?
not for lack of trying. But it's good to see you too. And you, Nil. Looking svelte.
Wait,
What?
but you and Nell never met?
No.
At the time, you were encased in that barmy egg thing. And then, like, after we had found Nil, it was just like your spirit had bust out from that egg in the oasis in Athos and, like, just vanished.
Well, I can't speak for what's happened between then and now, but I've been on the tail of this little group for a while.
Jimmy has stood up. He finishes his glass and sits it on the table.
I don't know this guy. How does he know my name?
Well, at this point, Alessandra is going to stand up and give Malachi a hug because holy shit.
He'll kind of like air hug you, like you know, Mal. He just doesn't want to touch you and hurt you.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get a little nauseous as you get close, but it's still endearing.
Everybody's rushing over. I assume Lady Alessandra's getting there first. Jimmy gets like 10, 15 feet away, and he walks a little circle around like he's inspecting him.
Yeah, he's just kind of grinning at you, watching you, kind of looking you up and down, looking at everybody else with his kind of unnerving little eyes. But that little cockeyed grin just never really goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And I see all these insight rolls coming in. What are you trying to determine?
Checking whether he's really there physically or whether it's something else.
No, he's...
I don't know who that is. He does not look familiar.
So your
The only-
insight rolls, I will tell you this. You don't feel like he's being threatening, but there's something really wrong with this dude. Tember, of course.
He's moved. I have moved across the bar out of the darkness. I'm now approaching him, smiling. Probably first time you've actually seen him smile.
Oh yeah, he'll look up at you. Same old, that cockeyed grin will get a little bigger and be like, good buddy. And he'll hold up his spear to like clash spears with you, because you don't want to touch him.
I hug him. Tember actually hugs him.
You get a little nauseous, but yeah, once again, still endearing.
Used to it.
I move over and stand next to me.
Only in D&D will you hear that phrase and it makes sense. So yeah, he walks in, kind of looking around. It's like, I've never been in here before. Smells delicious.
Perhaps you should take a drink.
Sure. Are you buying?
Why not?
It's fine. We'll pour you from the table.
So
Jimmy strolls back over,
he'll follow.
pours a glass,
He'll follow.
goes back to Malachi and holds it out.
Oh, he followed you over. He's at the table now.
Oh, perfect. And he just has to hold it out to him.
Yeah, you take it. Would still the good farmer's way.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he'll take it.
Alessandra pipes up, with your sensibilities, Malachi, I feel like you would really appreciate the Phoebe special. I've been here a few times.
Really?
Yeah. Feels like it would be right up your alley.
Well, I'll have to order that after this. It sounds delish.
Is there any way I can figure out what's wrong with him?
He's lost in a memory.
No, I mean, like, physically.
You're welcome to look at it. He's standing completely still, just kind of lost in the memory. You could just see him kind of smiling, looking off into some distant thing that's not there, holding the drink that he just took a big swig of in his hand. He failed his roll.
Yep. Jimmy was visibly kind of on edge with him, but he's softening slightly.
That says it's a 12. However, if I roll less than a 7, it classes it as an 8. So technically, it's a 19.
But it's still basically a 1.
No, it's an 8.
I mean, a rolled 1.
It's an 8.
Well, you're trying to determine what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
Physically?
Mm-hmm.
Some weird aberration, maybe. This is new to you. It's a unique condition.
How does this guy know my name? How do you know my name?
He's still lost in a memory.
Ooh.
Alessandra just looks at Nil and shrugs.
Oh, I've got it. Okay, so I'm gonna hand myself inspiration.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and just with the other hand just tap him and just say, "Hey, you okay, buddy?"
So the moment you come into contact with him, physically, you begin to feel nauseous.
Oh, of course. I'll anyway. So I was great, lovely. Well, after I finish doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna move away. Obviously, I'm gonna sleight of hand him and see what I can pickpocket.
You can try pickpocket it. All right.
if I roll less than average, I'm gonna add the inspiration to this.
Let's see what you get.
Oh.
All right.
Ooh,
Bruh.
that's a good roll. Ooh, that's a good roll.
So you kind of touch him and you're like, oh God, ugh.
Yeah.
But you look him up and down, you realize he's just completely out of it. So you look at everyone and just kind of wait for a moment when no one's directly looking. And then you just kind of thrust a hand right into his pack and just grab the first thing that feels interesting and yank it out, kind of tuck it back in your coat.
Mm-hmm. Do. No, he's really out of it. He is
Do I need to see
really
if I
out of it.
saw that?
You're welcome to. You got to beat a 28.
Well, my passive perception is a 21. I want to check it, please.
Go for it. Like I
Is that
said,
perception? Or...
yeah.
Even Kasey missed what the hell he did.
Yeah,
Casey's passive is 26.
That's a good roll.
Yeah, I don't know. It's perception, right?
Yep. Just got to beat a 28.
It may
Nope.
not happen. Nope. Yeah.
Nope.
Nope,
So,
I
yeah.
didn't even see it. It's too busy looking at Nell and looking at Lady Alessandra and looking at Nell like, who is this? And what is going on?
So yeah, you
Well, since I was off in a trance, I'm
you zip off, take a look.
Mm-hmm. Let's find a spot behind these vats over here.
And give everybody at home a close-up look at our boy here real quick. There you go, everybody. There's Malachi. Say hi.
Whenever somebody makes a high sleight of hand roll, I'm obligated to post the comic that I've just posted in the Discord.
Oh, I have to see this now. Oh, yes.
No.
Brilliant.
No.
Brilliant. So yeah, you dump off to the back there, huh? Where'd you go? There you are, way back in the vats, next to the... So you haven't been back here. You just stroll like right back into the distillery. So right where you're at, there's 7 very large vats being tended to by goblins, as well as various cook pots and bags of raw materials. Large kegs line that southern wall. The smell is very intense here. Give me one more perception roll as you walk past the kegs.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Yeah. You happen to notice a dead goblin floating in this one.
Okay. Well, that's obviously flavoring, I guess. Goblin. I might mention he's the barmaid on the way back once I finish checking to see what the hell it was that I picked up.
What you have is a blue headscarf stained with what appears to be maybe grass, some type of vegetative stain, a little bit of soil.
Oh no, that is not Toria's.
That's what you grabbed.
Oh my god.
Can I tell what kind of soil or where it came from?
Man, it's a walking forensics lab.
Do you have the ability to?
Investigation, right?
Well, that's pretty specific, but yeah, you can try.
It'd probably be really high. And I can also add that D6 I've been holding on to. Ooh, nice.
You can tell it's not of Sigil. This is extraplanar soil.
Interesting. Well, right. Well, I don't particularly want to be holding onto this scarf when I walk back, so I'm gonna fold it up extra small and put it in my pack or something.
All right, so you're gonna keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm gonna slowly wander back.
So you're gonna actually pass by what appears to be a barmaid on your way.
Yeah.
You'll see her icon there.
Well, I was expecting another quiet night tonight, but we've got a packed house, and the man of the hour is here. How you doing, boss?
I'm going to ignore the obvious meta-knowledge.
Please do. Yes, that is Margaret speaking to you. Margaret Morningfall there.
Just for formality's sake, I guess I'll make a perception.
Okay.
As her absence was noted earlier, Jimmy will look quickly to ensure that she's doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tap her on the shoulder and.
Whew.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm very perceptive.
Sweet.
My goodness.
You know everything now. It's insane. That's a good roll. Wow.
You know, I think
Plus
with that
11
roll, he's probably gonna figure you out.
Oh my god.
But it's Jimmy, so if he plays as he normally does, he'll probably keep it to himself.
Yeah.
It's up to you, Jimmy.
I don't. At 31, he will see everything that there is to see.
Oh yes, that's what I mean. Like you figured out the meta.
Okay. How does Jimmy even handle this immediately? Well, I honestly didn't expect that on the first roll. I expected I'd get to play him in ignorance for a little.
Now you've got your. You guys are rolling big tonight, my lord.
It's because we're not in physical danger.
Curse you and your neck.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Jimmy looks over. At first, he appears to just be inspecting to make sure that Margaret is in physically fine shape. She's not bruised and bloodied. She doesn't look under duress or anything. But over the course of the 10 seconds while he's turning and checking, he notices Margaret has a very distinctive step. One of her legs is just a tiny bit shorter.
Fair.
But she wears a shoe with a leveler on the bottom. It's difficult to tell. However, a very trained ear knows the difference.
Of course, this
But
is
a
all
changeling.
This is all
that had
canon
seen-
now.
Yes, a changeling that had only seen Margaret would not know that she had a little bit of a shorter leg on that left side, and would not know to buy shoes with a leveler in them. But on very close examination, I'm sure Jimmy can tell that, otherwise this is a perfect physical reproduction of Margaret. Let's see if he can tell it's the ghost.
All right. Well, we'll do. What do you want to do? Inside investigation.
Insight feels right,
All right. So yeah, because you're just guessing. You're not questioning her. All right.
Oh dear.
11 with some booze? I don't know. You tell me, Church.
You're not sure. You could ask her a few questions and try an investigation if you want.
Okay. He looks up, he says, "Hey, Marg, it's good to see you. We were just wondering where you'd been. What's up tonight?"
None much, Jimmy. I was just I was in the back taking care of a few things. Bit of a late start getting into work tonight.
How's your leg doing?
Leg's fine.
Okay.
Pohan not want to tag along tonight?
Ooh.
Jimmy bites his lip for a moment.
Man, do we need roll con saves? Wow.
No. So yeah, go ahead and make your investigation roll on that one.
Sure. That's enough that he might be suspicious of other things, though, which is kind of exciting.
I kind of hope you make it.
Yeah. Thing is,
Okay.
good God.
So yeah, you. I'm gonna say with that, your first thought is that this is the ghost. Your first thought is. You're not sure, but based upon her previous shenanigans and the way she likes to work, you suspect.
His eyes narrow very slightly. Imperceptibly, unless you're looking at him dead on. He roots around in a pocket. And he pulls out a coin. And he flips it at Mark.
She is standing stock still.
Does she go to catch it? It's right to her.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Go ahead. All right, I'll give you the catch. Unless you want me
It
to
was
roll.
an easy toss.
Yeah.
It was an easy toss.
All right, so yeah, you snatch the coin. I think I know where you're going with this.
Jimmy says, "Hey, good catch. Much better than last time." There's a look in his eyes.
Marg, in air quotes, gives you a little half smile back. Well, I can see that y'all don't want to talk about it, so whistle if you need anything, Jimmy. I'll be over here.
All right.
Okay, so Marg walks off. Kasey, what was the insight roll for?
Well, the whole interaction between the two of them seemed very strange, like almost like Jimmy was doing a test of some kind. So you know.
Well, here.
I'm gonna.
He wasn't trying to do it visibly.
I'm
Church,
gonna.
can I make a performance?
Well, actually, I'm gonna make a DM call on this one.
Okay.
You made a successful roll, and you did sense that there was something there, but what you sensed was a certain degree of familiarity. Like, these two have history or friendship that's deep, or maybe even something more than friendship. You're not really sure, but there's some degree of familiarity there that is not boss to employee.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy turns back to the table. Mysteries multiplying.
Meanwhile, over there in my little corner of the world. Okay, ready? Ready. And go.
I was waiting on something to go there. I was like, wait, what happened? Mind meld. Who are you mind melding with this time?
Myself.
Yourself? As in, Nil is mind melding with
it's
Nil.
not going to look good.
If you're mind melding with Nil as Nil, I think that's going to create a
No.
feedback loop.
No, I'm mind melding with the master.
Okay. Is the master a willing target? That doesn't sound like
Yes.
him.
We've done this before.
So there, you guys are actually sitting over there flirting. That's what's going on.
Okay, no, this is a lead-in.
Okay.
That makes the
so I do-
Alessandra interaction make more sense.
Yeah.
So I do this. I try to choose a memory, and can't.
Okay. Having a hard time.
Like, can't pick anything. So we get into a bit of like a pause, like, okay, dun, 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 dun. And I have to just stop because I can't see anything.
So, as you're doing this, here, let me do this again, just because I enjoy pulling this picture up because it's creepy. All of a sudden, there, I'll make sure you guys can see it. All of a sudden,
Much better.
he goes, "Whoo! That's got a kick." And sets the glass down on the table. Got a little
Back
lost
to
there.
Earth,
Sorry. Where were we?
I look over at him. So how do you know my name, huh?
I've been following you.
Oh, no.
He says this like it's just obvious.
What?
Yeah. Didn't you know?
Well, if you're doing a good job, they're not supposed to know.
Well, I wasn't hiding.
Now he's insulting my intelligence. I mean, wait.
I mean,
What do you mean?
didn't you
Mark's
see?
coming over to listen,
Didn't-
leans against the pole.
Didn't you see the little mange-infested rat that's been trailing you around for weeks?
What?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, wait. What?
Yeah. I mean, I know there's lots of mange-infested rats here in Sigil, but I mean, I was the one with the green spots and the red eyes. I tried to make it obvious.
Okay, this is... Just double check. What is that passive perception? 14? Yeah, of course I'm gonna notice. Alright, yeah.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. I don't come out much anymore because, well, reasons.
Are you gonna be okay? Or...
Reasons. You know, I have to put a lot of things through the doorway back at the mortuary. A lot of people coming through. But that's work. Let's not talk shop. So, recently...
Yeah, let's not talk. Let's just switch to telepathy. Just...
Oh, no. He kind of bats around. He's like, no. You don't want to be in there. Look, I had a strange incident come through my slab, and I wanted to tell you about it. He sits down.
Okay.
Do you think I could get a cup of that? What was it called? Phoebe's?
It was
Phoebe
a
special
Phoebe
blend.
special.
Ah, yes. You are...
That was Lady Alessandra voice, I think.
That was.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking from Marg. I'm sorry. He
No.
says-
That
oh,
was Lady A.
Oh, Lady A, that would be magnificent. Let's get around.
Marg whistles over to Big Bell and gets a Phoebe special.
It's like, ah,
I've
yeah.
had that before, and no.
Well, he buys around for everybody.
I push it back over to him.
Jimmy is pleased with the mathematics of this transaction as it goes from the Malachi column to the hymn column. But as it arrives, he says, now, special's one of my favorites too, but it has quite a kick, a little more than the farmer's wife.
Oh yeah, he's already kicked it.
Looks like it went poorly for him.
Oh yeah, well it's a DC 10.
Oh, okay.
DC 10. You kind of see him go.
DC
Wow.
what?
Con save.
No intelligence save for the
Oh, that was
BBs.
it.
Yes.
You're right.
Ooh, well, one of
Intelligence
you will
save.
partake.
Mhm. Yeah, you see him kind of shudder, his eyes roll back in his head, and his smile gets just really uncomfortably big for a minute.
Jimmy says, usually it treats the dead a little better than the living.
Yeah, that was... It tasted like... It tasted like licking the crematorium. Which leaves you to wonder how he knows that.
Lady A rolls her eyes, smiles, and she's like, months, years, gods know how much time has passed. I still got your number, Malachi.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy fails his.
Jimmy knocks it back and just kind of looks at
Unless
it.
you want my advantage against poison and disease to apply. I don't remember if we did that last time.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. You are
I'll
technically
roll
dead.
one more.
I'll allow it.
I failed.
Oh, good God.
Well,
So Jimmy
Nice knowing
looks
you.
Jimmy looks around at everybody after taking the shot, smiles, and for some reason his teeth are just solid black. It just kind of goes boom on the table, just face first, eyes still wide open, staring at nothing.
run over.
Malachi, as an expert in death, might be able to tell something.
Yeah, Malachi kind of looks at him and kind of slaps his knee and goes, ah, look, he's dead.
After a
Is he?
few moments, Jimmy gets back up and he brushes his head off. You're not wrong.
Yes, but he gets better. Gets better.
Speaking of, yeah. Kasey'll whisper at Big Bell about, like, you know, should there be a dead goblin back there in one of the vats?
He leans in and goes, that's the good stuff, partner.
Figured something like that.
So, yeah, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Kasey.
Oh, no, just said, yeah, I figured it was something like that.
Oh, yeah. He nods at you, kind of winks, looks you up and down a few times. Checking you out.
Kasey just smiles enigmatically.
He's a very flirtatious bird. So Malachi kind of shakes his head again and goes, oh, I was about to tell you something. What was I?
You had an interesting case come through work.
I did?
That's what you were saying. I know the special, it tends to throw you for a loop.
In spite of the fact that you said you didn't want to talk about work, but here we are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but no. But yeah. You're very right. What was it? I was gonna tell you. I was at the mortuary, I was pushing.
Something came on your slab?
Yeah, it was, well, first it was the orphans, and then there was that little old Azamar lady. Yeah, she was, and then the Bariar. Oh, and those two old people from down in the ladies' ward, and then. Oh yeah, I remember. It was a foo dog. A foo dog came through. You know how often I see foo dogs come through? And I says to myself, Malachi, what's a foo dog doing on your slab? And I got to looking, and wouldn't you know it, I found this thing. Wait, stay here. I'll be right back. And he gets up and just kind of walks back outside real quick.
Inside the remains of the exploded food dog?
Now, I
You
have
found
to
the
ask,
thing?
Church, this is very
It
important.
didn't get blown up?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The explosion happened. We were standing outside for literally all of 2 minutes.
Mhm.
We walked 3 blocks.
Yeah.
It is not really conceivable to me, the player, that the dustmen are working that fast. Is it
But
conceivable to Jimmy?
Have you
But then I would.
have you seen the
I mean-
response time of the REO meat wagon?
I would
It's
say-
incredible, yes, but there's so much like cleanup to do.
Oh yeah.
I would mention a particular stove delivery when it comes to the question of travel and schedule.
I
They
mean,
do not give the REO meat wagon
the thing
total
is,
privileges.
the
I'm
thing
just
is,
saying it's possible. I don't know.
isn't this Malachi the person we think is behind it all? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think that
No,
was
that-
discussed.
That is the man indeed.
So him bringing up Pohan, I don't know, would seem kind of deliberate, almost taunting, right? Or I don't know.
Maybe.
Yes, it does.
Is there any way to make an insight on that?
Well,
to
he's
see
out,
whether he,
he's outside of the
No.
room right now.
I mean, at the time when he was saying it, oh, Foo Dog, yeah, that kind of thing. I mean, is there any way of making an insight check as to?
You can make
How
one.
would
When,
deliver that?
you can make one when he comes back in. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Is anybody else doing anything else before he returns?
Dude's
Jimmy is
weird.
undoing the clasp to his rapier, which is still hanging at his side,
Okay,
just in case.
that's fine. Anybody else?
I'm gonna go back over here on the table. Well, next to the table. I'm gonna fish out the scarf real quick and lay it down the table and say, "So he had this in his pack."
So Lady A will immediately recognize it.
Wait, that's Toria's scarf.
Yeah.
Gods, I can't believe he's hung on to this all this time. They had something special between the two of them. I don't quite know what. There's always something more there.
I mean, it's got grass stains and soul stains on it.
Well, Toria was a druid, you see.
Oh.
Kasey, I'm gonna have to get you a copy of the employee handbook. It's got all sorts in there about pickpocketing from randoms on the street.
He was hardly a random.
It'll make sense once you see the manual. You see, there's clients and there's suspects.
He's a suspect.
Eh,
We think he's the one behind it, right? At least that's what's kind of I'm led to believe. So, looking for evidence.
no, that's fair. But I'll get you a copy of that handbook, anyways.
Cool. Gray areas. Cool.
The master chuckles and that's attempt of a rogue to enforce the rules. Yeah. This is great.
We
yeah.
do steal from people, but we've got standards for this shit.
There's policy. But I'm still
So
proud
what
of
you-
him for
so
that.
what you're
That was a
saying
good
is-
roll.
So what you're saying is I should have gone for something a little bit more expensive from his pack.
Nah, what's worthwhile to us is usually not worth a damn in terms of money.
I actually
We're in
had
the
a
information business.
I actually had a short list of things in mind based upon your role, what you could have pulled out of there. That was probably the most pleasant.
Bro, everything else could be described as some variety of severed.
Yeah, most likely. It is Malachi. But so as you guys are kind of discussing and going over and preparing your weapons and everything, Malachi pushes the door open. You see him kind of peek around the doorway with that toothy, lopsided grin, and he waves. He says, "You've got to see this." And he pushes the door all the way open.
Fog rolls in.
A little bit of mist rolls in, and through the mist, limping, strides an all too familiar face.
Jimmy's hand was going to the sword. Now it's just
Who
kind
is
of
it?
hanging there at his side.
Who is it?
There's a token.
Oh no!
No.
Yep.
Jimmy stumbles that way. Can you give me a perception, insight, something?
Whatever you need.
Whichever you think is perception, why not?
Well, Poe, I was asking Jimmy why you weren't tagging along tonight. What happened to you?
Well, two things. I'm gonna need a drink, number one. Preferably something with a little platinum in it. And secondly, I was murdered.
Yeah? You're not kidding.
Yeah, I was out getting some more of that pizza,
Yeah, that's the stuff.
and I came out of the shop, and next thing I know, I had something thrown over my head, and I got the ever-loving shit beat out of me.
Yeah, I saw the aftermath.
You did?
I saw a lot of things, Pohan. Come over here. Come over here.
I'll pocket the scarf real quick.
He limps over to you.
Jimmy puts Pohan in his chair at the head of the table.
Oh, I feel special. Thank you.
He wanders over to the lockbox and gets out probably the one platinum that's even in there.
Yeah. Okay. One sec. I'm gonna.
What you drinking tonight, Pohan?
Oh,
Wow.
it's been a day. Let's get some Granny Green Tongue.
Well, Mark's going to whistle over the bell and, yeah. Delivered the shots to Pohan.
Yeah, so as you set it
Jimmy
down.
holds out the platinum to him. He says, "File him a little bit of this in there as a kicker."
I do that.
As you
I was
do.
literally just gonna toss a platinum coin to Pohan. You know, here, catch.
That'd be more of a bar snack.
He'll eat it either way. But yeah, he takes a big lap out of it and looks up at Marg and kind of winks and says, tastes like children.
Oh my god.
So do I find out anything from my inside checks of this individual that just strolled in the door?
Who? Particularly? Which individual? Because two came through.
Of Pohan.
Okay. So let's see. Is Master's 19?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's got a 26 perception on him as well.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, for
My
all
passive
intents,
is 21. I don't.
this is Pohan. He's got some bruises and there are some other wounds but all of his wounds are very remarkably well cared for. Like he's bandaged and wrapped here and there.
How?
How are you back?
We just left Stapleton and he blew up.
What?
Yeah. I mean,
He kind of blew up.
The office
Wait.
blew up?
Wait.
Yeah,
Wait. Where were you murdered?
Outside Pete's, the Za place.
What if the body was not Pohan's body?
What?
We did an autopsy on something that looked a lot like you.
Are you trying to say that we all look alike?
No.
Yeah, that's a little far, buddy.
Now, Pohan, not to call too much attention to it, but you know and I know that most foo dogs don't look like you.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm a little long in the tooth, but there's more.
That's true. This one we'll just say bore a striking resemblance. Oh shit.
You know, funny thing about my kind, Jimmy. He kind of leans in over the table, laps up a little bit more of his drink, just kind of goes, ah. Looks around at everybody with his tongue rolling out and goes, I'm immortal.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember that. But say if somebody detonated you, how well would you come back from that? 'Cause I was figuring not so well.
That might do it. But I think I'd remember. I hope I'd remember. That sounds like something I'd remember. I mean, yeah, no, I'd remember that. Well,
Someone waylaid you, and then after that, they made Kong think that he killed you.
Kong? Where's Kong?
He ran.
And then
Yeah, that's
with blood on his hands, talking
So,
about how he didn't kill you.
This is deep. So, they abducted the real Pohan to make sure he couldn't come back to the office, put a fake Pohan in, and then forced Kong to kill the fake Pohan. And then we did the autopsy on a fake Pohan. Perhaps, maybe.
Kong.
And then fake Pohan did the same thing that the other bodies did. And then he blew up.
Wait, we should go back to the office and see if there's parts of dead fake Pohan back there on the walls.
I remember distinctly the description of various precious metals embedded in the brick in the wall.
yeah, that was definitely a foo dog.
Still here,
So
in the room.
Someone made an identical copy of you then. Clone?
Kong wouldn't
we
kill
need to
me.
get our facts straight. That's the only reason we're openly discussing this in front of you. I'm sure it was a traumatic experience, and I'm sorry that you went through it.
I'm fine.
Alessandra's just sitting in her chair, shaking her head, and it's just like, it's about as barmy as the planar adventure I went on with Malachi and Nil and all of them.
Malachi lays a
They
finger on
enjoy
his
bells.
raises a finger on the side of his nose and points at you. It's like, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Alessandra is going to stand up and say, I've had my drink. I've had my time to take a breather. I feel like I'm interrupting something, so I'm gonna head out. Nice talking to you, lot. I mean, you got the information, you saw it, and even though it was a little unconventional, not something I was expected, yeah, Malachi, look me up.
Can
Or,
I
'cause-
can I escort you home?
I mean, you can, but you still got business here.
No, I'm fine. I'll catch up with these guys again.
Before you head out there,
Yeah,
Malachi,
of course.
uh,
Do you need healing?
you were in my office.
I was in your office.
Well, got good reason to believe your buddy Tember is pretty familiar with your handiwork.
Yeah, no, I've been in your office many times.
As a rat, of course.
Well,
The mangy variety.
yeah, a few times.
More recently, recognized a bit more of a human-sized footprint. And you'd
Yeah,
taken out the house plants.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, no, I came by. I was looking for you. I just wanted to tell you. What was I gonna tell you? You know, wires don't connect up quite like they used to. Something about being dead for a while, I think. No, I came by to tell you. That's right, I came by to tell you about the woman.
The woman?
Yeah, the woman. Big, dark, scary one with the hood. She's been following you around for a long time. She keeps getting in the way of our work at the mortuary. She's making such a mess.
You wouldn't be talking about the lady, would you?
The lady. Oh, no.
No?
no, not that the lady. The other the lady.
Because it may make your hair stand on end.
What?
But we've seen her.
Oh. Yeah, I'd avoid that.
Yeah.
I'm told it's considered bad luck.
A little. But no, this is a different lady. She, you know, I saw her at the temple. The broken one. I saw her at the warehouse too, where that poor little Modron fell apart. That was a mess.
Do you want to just show me instead of telling me?
Show you?
Yes.
Or describe her?
Or just tell me.
Dark, hooded, little pale.
This is a very thinly veiled attempt at this, even though he says it's not a good idea.
Are you trying to mind meld with Malachi?
To see what he's talking about.
Oh boy.
One memory of his choice.
His choice. Oh
he gets
Lord.
to pick it, and if he wants to, he can do it. If I'm not like mind thrusting him or anything.
No, that you don't want to mind thrust Malachi. You can probably catch something.
I thought not. Yeah, it seems kind of seedy. I don't know.
All right. So, okay. One memory. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just deep breath and do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, you're immediately flooded with the sensation of running through a darkened forest. You sense fear, panicked terror. You look down at your human-colored hands, slightly longer fingers, but nowhere near the power that he has now. He's running, you can feel brambles and bushes tearing at you, and all around you you hear cacophonous laughter reverberating through the forest, the sound of a woman chiding and tormenting, talking about, why did you let me die, Malachi? This is your fault, Malachi. You did this, Malachi. It was all you, Malachi. And you get the sensation of this stretching out for weeks on end. Weeks. As you eventually just huddle up in a ball in the marsh and muck, feeling the branches and vermin and skeletal fingers clawing at your flesh, tormenting you constantly. Give me a wisdom save.
Oh no. This is not gonna be good. Yikes. Let's see what we're doing here. I don't like the odds of this.
Don't worry, there's a 20 on that die.
Oh
Just-
no.
That's not one of them.
So
Oh no.
Nil, as
Not
this
good.
as this memory floods your mind, it's overwhelming. Your knees buckle. You see Nil turn just like incredibly pale, and kind of buckle and kind of take to one knee. Tears start streaming down their face as they kind of start shaking the memory from Malachi's past off.
Ooh.
Curiosity killed the nil.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Not that lady, right? Man.
That. Oh my, I'm sorry, dear. He reaches a hand, a kind of green powered hand out to you.
I shake my head and then just grab his hand like
You grab his
wobbly.
hand. Okay. You're immediately nauseated. But he helps you up.
He always forgets about that.
Yes, he does.
Other me is on the other side helping him help me up
Okay. Yeah,
and handing me good berries. Just here.
he says,
Settle your stomach.
So sorry. That's. Oh my. That's terrible. You should not have had to see that. I did warn you.
Something is all your fault.
Yeah. Yeah, but enough about me. I'll come by the office. We'll talk more. Let
It
me
explains the rat.
let me walk my friend home. It's dark and foggy out, and we have catching up to do.
Malachi, why don't you explain to these people what this dark, cloaked figure is? They seem to be like chomping at the bit to hear who this was. Just go ahead and mention it. I'm fine.
Oh, are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure I can stick around for a few more minutes.
Okay. Well, where was I? She was dark, hooded,
Mhm.
kind of pale. I had the weirdest sensation when I saw her that the what do they call them? The squiggly, windy fingers. No. They're not tongues.
Tentacles. perhaps.
Tentacles. Yes. Yes. A lot of them. Right here. Like a beard.
Mm, no.
Yeah.
Neil takes out a pen. Dear Cthulhu, we met your wife. She sucks.
Yeah, she had
She does.
a lot of tentacles. I remember that. There was something odd about her whole form. It morphed and shifted.
Mhm.
Dear Miss Mindflayer.
But yeah, she's
I just got my Arcana roll out of the way there.
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, she's
Dear ghost, your face is creepy. Cover it up.
Oh, that's not nice. Bryn's lovely.
Her form shifted is what you just said to me, and you're gonna tell me I'm not supposed to think changeling? Get out of here.
Well, it is Malachi's description.
I'm just kidding.
But also tentacle beard.
Yeah. Yeah,
We don't know what your face looks like. You could be anything.
well, I mean,
Fair. Anyways. Sorry.
he kind of carries on stuttering and staggering through this description for a while. Like, you can tell Malachi's not all there.
Mm.
Not entirely competent in his faculties anymore.
On the subject, with a 19, if that is a description adequate to identify some sort of fantastical creature.
Mm-hmm.
Does Jimmy get a sense of what he's referring to?
Oh, the first thing with that roll, the first thing that comes to your mind is an illithid.
Mhm.
Now you can start trying to make connections with everything that's happened based on that, if you like.
Mhm.
That's fine. I need to make a roll here real quick. Okay.
Ooh. It's a powerful roll.
The
About
life, the universe, and everything.
42. Yeah, go ahead.
Jimmy's sitting there on the chair he's pulled up alongside Pohan's. He's nodding. He says, those heads were missing, weren't they?
Yeah.
Malachi, you have been a great help.
Oh,
I will sacrifice any number of houseplants that are necessary when you next visit.
well, thank you.
I'll lean down and as if to grab something off the floor and say, "Oh, you dropped this."
give me a sleight of hand.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hopefully adding in that roll.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you managed to palm it. And he goes, "Oh my, thank you so much. This is so important to me. My dear, dear friend. This belonged to her. Thank you."
Oh, no problem. I just saw it was on the floor by your feet. I figured you dropped it or something.
Have you seen her? Did you
I
get
have
this
not.
from her? Was she here?
Lady A just like smiles weakly and just kind of suddenly shakes her head behind Malachi.
Oh. Well, if you see her, will you tell me?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'll come by. I'll come by soon.
Please do. Please do.
Physically resists telling him about almond milk.
I don't think.
Oh. That wasn't the same campaign.
No,
sorry.
no. But yeah,
It's a different mule.
he'll nod to each one of you, that cockeyed smile, and then he'll kind of wrap his coat real tight around his arm, and then put a cloak around it, and then offer his arm to Lady A.
I have so many questions.
She'll just like gingerly touch his arm. She was never been afraid of Malachi.
No. And they'll walk out together, chit-chatting as they go.
Why did he ask if he could heal us? His very presence makes us nauseated.
I'm gonna write him
Because
off.
he's a good person.
Say, Tember knows.
Yeah, but how does that work?
He wants to help, and he's just a little different. Everyone's a little different.
Fair.
Tember, that is not a god in the making.
That we know of.
No, I'm calling it. That's not.
That would be one of the worst gods ever.
Could you imagine?
God of
The god of
what was that again?
the god of dumb ways to die. That's what Malachi would be.
Loki for elementary school. Just like
He'd be like, "Oh, you stuck a fork in a toaster trying to get your bread out? You're mine."
yeah, that's that particular level of empty-headedness. That's my brand. Yes.
Every
Dear Cthulhu, we met your dumb brother. He's cool.
Oh, yeah, so yeah, they walk out. Pohan kind of finishes his drink. He's like, I could use another.
Jimmy's just like pouring him out a little bit more from the bottle. He says, "We've got this right here. Have some of that to chase it."
Oh, yeah. Start slurping it down.
Margot will go get some more of the green tongue.
All right, good deal, good deal.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
go-
sure whether his testimony is going to be the most reliable, but tentacles, missing heads, occult rituals. I see a few dots here that are in want of connecting.
Mm-hmm.
In what way, Jimmy?
We were fortunate to not run across any on our previous escapades, but there's just these mind flayers around, you know?
Ooh, I've heard of those. Well, while we're on the topic of mind things, I should tell you a few things.
Please do.
Okay, so he takes out a book and like starts flipping through it and reads from it instead of like recalling this. You can tell he's like confused a little. He looks at the book. He's like, "I told you that I'm from Astrazelia."
Master, you've never told me shit about shit. He's peering at you.
Well, that's good because I'm not from there. I don't know where I'm from, which has been a problem. Flips a couple more pages. I don't know who Mari is. I don't know what's in this pouch. Laughing at the meme while I'm in character. Great, yeah. Lovely. Sorry. There's a lot I don't know, really. This is part of a larger thing that I have yet to tell you about.
You've been a little off, Master, but you're never all that talkative. What's been going on?
Oh, wow. Okay. This I have to come out at some point. My name is not the Master. Made that up.
I figured.
At some point, and I don't know why I remember this, but not anything else. The phrase was said to me, "Now the student becomes the master." And I just grabbed that as a name. From what I can figure out from my reading of history. Flips a couple more pages. Apparently there was a whole high magic emergency casting that ripped part of our Vandor, like it messed some things up, long story short, because people were trying to get back to heaven, essentially. Someone in that town around the time that I was born thought it would be a good idea if no one could remember where they came from, so they couldn't rip everything apart in this reality trying to get back to it. So I'm not quite clear on what was done to me, but whatever it is backfired. So not only can I not remember it, I also forget some things. So
Master,
should
how
we
long
find
has this
ourselves-
been going on?
I'm gonna file that under what is your name and how old are you? Because I don't know.
Since you've worked for Stapleton? Like back in the day?
Um, he looks vaguely puzzled. Yeah.
Master hasn't been hit with a sudden feeble mind, right?
So, Church,
No.
just in case,
Okay.
Jimmy is going to rack his mind real fast because although certainly recently Master has seemed a little off, a little forgetful,
Okay.
before that he had no inkling of this.
Yeah.
With this information, if he re-examines his memories of Master's conduct, is there any reason at all to think that he was prone to just parts of his memory dropping out? As far back as their association goes, many years now.
The Master in particular?
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Master's never been remarkably forgetful. They are very generally quiet, with very withdrawn, standoffish. But occasionally there have been moments in the past where the Master has been very outspoken. When the Master latches on to something, Master will let you know. But as far as forgetfulness, no. Not that you know from general conversation, but at the same time, the Master's never been much for general conversation.
I mention this now because mind flares brain memory, and as much as I wish to say anything else, it's getting worse. So, help? And don't worry?
Now, I suppose I might need to make another Arcana roll.
I look at the other me like,
Okay.
did I say everything that I wanted to say? I don't know if
Does
that
Jimmy
was
know
everything.
anything about seromorphosis?
Alright, that'll be a little tougher, but yeah, you still got a chance.
Okay.
I would like to ask if Bryn would know anything about this, specifically if a spell could help. A spell and maybe 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust? What do I need to roll?
Arcana?
So, I don't think I made it, quite frankly.
No. Yeah, you're not yet, but I mean, that's a really specific thing, too.
Oh,
What do I need to roll?
Yeah, Arcana. Yep. No.
Nope.
No. Not feeling it on that one.
Church, I'm gonna have Hicks go fly invisibly over to the our office and go check out, see if the bits of body are still there while we're talking.
Let me ask you, because I don't think it was verbally ever said, did you lock the door on your way out?
Yeah, I did, while I was pulling the sign off.
Alright. In that case, it will still be there.
There's bits of body there.
Yeah, no, the whole crime scene, as you left it, is still there. Nobody's been there to clean it. Nobody's... Ario Meat Wagon's not going to knock your door down. So it's all still there.
Is the dead foo dog still splattered everywhere? Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you guys didn't clean it up, everything is as you left it. So, and I know you guys didn't really clean up, so it's all still there.
Okay, so I'm gonna open my eyes again, and I'm gonna say that out loud to Jimmy. I'll be like, "That dead food dog is still in our office, by the way. Well, still upstairs, at least."
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Pohan like lifts his head back up and like levels his gaze at Kasey and goes, "Still in the room."
I mean, honestly, you should probably go at least go check it out and sniff it and see if it smells like yourself.
Sniff it.
No,
You want me to go sniff this dead food dog?
I doubt it would be too pleasant.
You might recognize
I
the
think-
smell.
I think Kasey made a poor choice of words there.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that
Jimmy-
you might recognize this person if you were to recognize their scent, because your nose is hundreds of thousands of times more sensitive than ours.
yeah.
So
We're familiar with the race of food dogs.
So I've got the
Then we
super sensitive sniffer, so I need to go smell the disgusting dead thing.
If you want to, because we would really like to figure out who killed you,
Or
Well,
and
I
if
mean,
it's a clone of you.
that's not me.
Hmm.
I'm.
Are you sure?
yes.
Jimmy's sitting there next to him. He gives him a pat on the head. He says, "It's all right, buddy. You ain't got to sniff it. We'll get it cleaned up."
You'd think this was a group of detectives or something.
Well,
They're real sharp, I'm telling you.
it was just an idea that you might be able to figure out who it is that exploded in there. But you
It
know,
was
So,
an attempt was made.
just to point out once again that Pohan sitting in that chair where he is actually a little taller than you, Kasey. If you're sitting next to him, he looks over at you, kind of leans in and goes, "Kasey, come here.
you'd think you'd be concerned about who it might be, right?
Just come here. Come here."
I don't think that's gonna end well.
It's not going to be good.
I don't think it's gonna go.
Did you go over
Right.
to him?
Not
Yeah.
sure. Wanna?
He
Okay.
just drags his big, sloppy alcohol and platinum encrusted tongue across your face.
I saw that coming.
It says, "Kasey, have another drink."
All right.
See, that one's not in the manual. It's more of an unspoken thing.
I helped write the manual.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Jimmy,
Yeah, Pohan.
you've got quite a crew here. And you know, I for once don't mean that sarcastically.
Oh no, their powers are vast and mighty.
I'm worried about Kong.
I am too. Best we could tell, he slipped a portal.
Well, maybe another time then. So, I didn't see who did whatever this is to me.
Hmm.
I get the sense maybe it's looking the wrong way to focus on it.
We could try. We could canvass a little around Pete's house, but we just have. We got no time, Pohan. You know, we're sitting here drinking. Somebody's probably dying in the next day.
Well, why is this happening? I mean, have we stopped to ask the why?
Well, we've got some whys on our hands.
So tell
Got
me-
some whys.
Tell me your whys, Jimmy. Let's hear your whys. Whys, I think, are what's gonna maybe get this pushed in the right way. I mean,
Hold on. 1 second. Out of character, just side comment, the crew can technically go check it out. It should be like the afternoon based on the events of the day, so there's still daylight.
Yeah. It's just really foggy.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I think it's time for one more little interruption. As Pohan is asking you these why questions, the door bursts open, and in walks the Warranes.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Lauren is immediately just overcome. Ted, I can feel it. The spirit has been through here. Can you sense it, baby? And of course, Ted is, oh yeah, definitely. Lead me to it, baby. They just walk right in, and she's leading with her hand out. He goes, oh, I've got chills. Can you feel it? It's cold here. Right here, Ted. Can you feel it? Ted jumps over there. Belly jiggles a little as he does. Yeah. Let me pull out the Magoober spectrometer. And he pulls out a wand.
Not even enough self-respect to have an EMF. Shakes my head.
He holds it up and shakes it a few times and taps it on his hand. And a little glow comes off the tip of it and goes, look, there it is. And he starts walking over towards your table with it, with Lauren following behind, still back of the hand on her forehead. Oh, Ted, it's so powerful here.
Yeah, the fumes do get to you once you're when you first come in.
Somebody started the party early.
What can I do you
but
for?
I know when
We
you've been
ain't got
drinking.
the doll here.
You know about the doll.
Oh, it's long gone.
Is it?
Yes, vanished from these premises. And I assure you it's a little bit of a touchy subject.
So as you say this, Lauren kind of leans in real close, and she kind of takes her hands and kind of doesn't touch you, but kind of goes over it like she's touching your aura. She goes, you know, the new Outland Society for Psychic Research is of the mind that the urchin is no longer in possession of the doll.
If that's the case, then it has gone beyond my concerns.
Ted walks up and...
The urchin is no longer in possession of the doll?
Yeah.
Is she talking about Kong?
The urchin.
Yes.
The one with the doll.
You know, where was the doll? The one with the string that would say, I'm gonna kill you.
So, Church, I've just rolled myself an insight check.
Okay, that's a good one.
Whoa.
Wow.
I swear to God, if it was Chucky, I'm going to burst into flames.
The doll? If the doll was Chucky?
No. If the killer is Chucky, I'm going to burst into flames.
Yeah, same. And one of me can actually do that, so not an empty threat.
Even I am not that cruel.
Okay.
If we go through all of this and I have zero clue what's going on because one of my characters is like dealing with stuff mentally, and it turns out it was Chucky the whole time after the talking donkey. Okay.
So I'm going to sit firmly on my 31 insight assuredness that the doll, though creepy, is not really that much of a concern.
Not for this.
Not for this. I mean, it does some shit.
There's something
But-
wrong with it.
Yeah.
I will say, based on that insight check, that you will remember that Kong left without anything but the clothes on his back.
Yes.
So the doll is most likely still in the office.
If it didn't get blown up.
Which, once again, Lauren shows some creepy insight.
At times. It's not going to die to a simple explosion. That thing took a hit from a dragon and just flew back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Ted's going around to each one of you with that wand. And as it gets close to anything magical on you, it just kind of brightens a little bit. She's like, oh, look at that. Look at that psychic energy just coming off of each of you.
It brightens near the master because of the sword.
Oh, and your cloak and anything magical you have on you. Of course, he's of the mind that you're just coated in spectral energy because you've been around this evil doll.
Yeah. I
Because-
don't like this.
You know, a very powerful psychic gave me this tool, and it shows spectral energy. See, look. And he holds it next to the master. Just lights up as it gets close to him. You've handled the doll, haven't you? I can tell.
They're not getting close to me, are they? They're on the master, right?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
So,
So,
The thing
with
that I
the
dropped in the
agreed...
chat.
sorry.
So, as per our messages,
Uh-huh.
Church, at this point, since Ted is, like, near Master, let's drop the temperature 10 degrees.
All right.
Just that for now.
So the temperature around them drops. You see Ted and Lauren, their breath begins to become visible. Master, you kind of feel it, but it's like, they both start freaking out. Oh my god, the spirits are here. Can you feel that? It's a cold spot. It's a cold spot, Ted.
As they do that, if they start moving that whatever that is, MacGuber thingy, over to me, they start getting the delusion that I dropped into chat for you.
You're hitting them with it.
We're gonna start with whispers and then transition it into a scream.
Oh, these poor people.
Actually,
Keep going. Just keep going, keep getting louder, keep getting louder, and the volume increases and the volume increases.
Ted, you hear
And I'm
that?
just layering it.
You hear that? I hear it, Lauren. Lauren, focus on me, baby. Focus on me. It's gonna be okay. But Ted, the spirits are calling to me.
you know what?
Hmm.
Dancing lights, you can combine all 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm gonna make it like a medium glowing humanoidish figure with no, actual features. Kind of like do a weird dance, then float out the door, and then make this cantrip disappear.
The party creates a ghost for the ghost hunters. Epic.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna make a performance check.
All right. Go for it. All
There
right.
you go.
So yeah, you managed to get this glowing blob of slightly human form moving through the room.
Oh my god, that's so right.
Ted immediately, as Lauren just nearly faints into him, he immediately just pulls out this little journal and a piece of charcoal and sticks his tongue out, starts sketching madly. It's like, I'm gonna capture this one. I'm gonna capture this one.
Okay, so with that same area, in where he felt the cold. Hold on 1 second.
These poor people.
What happened to your white whale, Ted? Did the ghost give you the yawn?
So with that, they both go like dark and pale, just like, we are in the presence of demons. I just know it. demons, and Lauren is just like limp in his arms, like he's just kind of dragging her along now. Like she's just completely passed out. Ted's like,
I'm
I
pelting
hear
Ted
you.
with raucous laughter.
I hear you, spirits. What is it you seek? Tell me what you want. And just as that happens, Pohan turns around and goes, yeah, could you keep it down? I'm trying to drink. And Ted looks at him, the talking dog, and goes, nope! And just grabs Lauren and bolts for the door.
I turned the delusions into raucous laughter, and I just want to note for anyone that was wondering what they were laughing at, they're laughing at that one button. That's what they're laughing at.
So yeah, you hear
Set me free!
you hear Ted just kind of screaming as he goes out, down the alleyway. Ah!
We all wanted to mess with
one
them tonight.
single button, just trying so hard to earn its money. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there you go. You guys got to abuse the Warranes and blow off a little steam. I think you needed that by the
Hey.
sound of it.
Oh. Yeah, it's good. It's a good release of the spellcasting abilities. This is great.
So yeah,
Not that I have any to speak of, but yeah.
the insanity calms down a little bit as they leave. You hear Big Bell behind the bar just cracking up in bird form, like just a dozen different like pre-recorded laugh tracks going off at once. From the back, you see a small gaggle of the goblins who had been peeking around, seeing what the commotion was, immediately just start applauding.
Quite the performance.
Mhm.
So where were we? Bohan says.
Oh, would-be gods, ritual magics,
Illithids.
illithids, minds being flayed.
So what? No, I have avoided those creatures for most of my time. They're bad news. Let me they don't strike me as the ones that have issues with hubris, though. They're not really individual very much, are they?
No, I believe they do have gods anyways as well. Can't really see a rogue mind flayer on a quest for power.
A rogue mind flayer on a quest for godhood? Question mark?
I mean,
Yeah, that kind.
I mean, we did see those 5 dudes walking down the street that terrified us all to our very boots. Can't quite remember what their names were, but
The Inevitables.
Yeah, they were out and about.
yes, only one of me
You saw,
has
you
keen
saw.
mind, and it isn't the one with the low voice.
Somebody's out here angling for godhood. That's about the only thing that could draw them all out like that, I think.
there are different. There are probably different types of mind flayers. Perhaps we should see if there's anyone around here who has knowledge of the race.
We could take a look at it. There's a few good sources, but right now we're mainly circumstantial on that. We've got the non-specific testimony of a partially madman, and a few little bits here and there, some missing heads. Not too much to go on for that theory.
Out of character, Malachi's description did line up with the ghost description of the character just a little bit.
This is true. Although I believe the ghost described her assailant as male.
I don't think she specified a gender.
There was
gender was specified to me.
Yeah, no, there was no
Anyways,
gender
out of
specified
character.
to the
Okay.
ghost. But there were some minor differences as well.
Yeah. No tentacles, for one thing.
Hmm. But as Malachi did say, the form was shifting.
Yes. So, reason enough to be suspicious, less reason to think of it as specifically a mind flayer. You know.
But still,
But still, we got something.
more than you did have to go on by far.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do we go from there?
Home, for one thing. There's some cleanup to do. A hole to get patched. After that, well, another day, another murder. Let's see if we can stop this one.
Yeah. Well, you guys sound like you're winding down. Do we want to wind it down?
I would be inclined to wind it down since we skipped our break.
Yeah,
You know.
that's fair.
I don't ever want to wind it down. You guys are
Me
like,
either.
well, it's almost midnight. Let's pack it in. And I'm always like, we can go another hour or two. I mean, we have like a full 30 minutes left before it's
It's a
midnight.
very-
Come on.
it's a very
we could fast
small
track
we.
home and then.
Yeah.
Very small we there.
I tell you what, Master Miss,
Two
one of
people
these
in that
one of these days, when they do one of the marathon gaming for charity events,
Mhm.
we'll try and plan ahead and get us. We'll do it for charity. We'll do a marathon day.
Yeah.
We'll plan it ahead. I've been meaning to
Fishing
anyway, and
fundraisers.
gaming for charity is a pretty awesome concept, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll plan that ahead just for you. But if everyone, the majority, if the majority feels like winding down, this actually would be a good, I think a good pit stop as we wind up the night at the Wickletongue Distillery and everybody's about to go home. And start the next part of our story with the new information that you have now. So it's up to you guys, obviously. I'll always go with majority rule on these things.
I feel like winding down. I'm pretty wiped today.
Okay.
I'm likewise wiped, but I can keep going for the remainder, like 30 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm easygoing.
Okay. So we have a lot of whatevers.
Alright, I would be the dick about it. I would like to
I-
call it there.
Okay.
I'm the yes, the definitely, for sure, yes.
so we
for
got-
sure.
We've got
And
one.
I'm also definite for sure, yes.
Okay, so we've got 2 yeses, 1 no, and what? 2 maybes. Timber, you want to chime in? You could be the one that makes this a full 3-way tie.
The secret fourth option.
If you say yes, let's call it. This will literally be 2 and 2 and 2.
This is where I just unplug my laptop and walk away. I'm like, not answering. No.
That's technically a vote alongside me.
Yeah.
Making a decision. Ooh.
2 and 2 and 2.
We only have about a half an hour. The problem is, if we step into anything, I feel like it's going to extend past that. I will. I am gonna vote no.
So yeah, we have the 3-way tie.
Hey! DM's the tiebreaker.
Oh lord, you're gonna put it on me.
All I really want is just to be able to play these characters for as long as possible.
Well, if
pushing for it.
I will say, I will say, if it's left to me, I will side with the closing, and I say this only because if somebody wants to close, it's because they're tired, or they're not having fun, or they're on the verge of not having fun because they're tired, and I would rather cater to that than otherwise.
Good call.
But that's fine. That's fine. I think you guys did a grand job. We had a whole bunch of special guests tonight, a whole bunch of good throwbacks and callbacks to former things. Prim.
I will say though.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is one thing I want to do.
Okay.
As the crew heads out.
Yeah.
Behind Jimmy, there is an image of the ghost that is semi-transparent, fully white. Looks like she's floating there. You can't even see her legs. Glowing a little bit misty, looking like a whole ass ghost. Looks over towards Big Bell at the bar. Kind of drapes her arms around Jimmy's shoulders. And like looks at him, like just gives him a glance, like, this one's mine, and then poofs out.
So with that, old Big Bell will go. But yeah,
I missed 75% of that because
oh, did I
my
cut
Discord
a bit of the
and
whistling.
my Discord and my Twitch are fighting.
Oh no,
So-
it's all good. He just did the spooky whistle. The spooky whistle.
Either I get like a loading symbol on the Twitch, or I get like for the audio in
Oh.
Discord. So
Wow,
I think my computer is voting to call it too.
that's all good. But what I was gonna say was, honestly, tonight you guys, you did good. I know it was a very kind of lighthearted, simple session for the most part. It was a lot of good exposition, character development type stuff still. Prem jumped up, played basically like, 3 different characters tonight?
God, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Nil and the Master are becoming separate, easier and easier to do, which is an accomplishment.
I wasn't sure though. I thought the Marjorie character was just
Margaret.
the ghost Margaret was the ghost pretending to be Margaret.
Yeah, but she had to pretend to be Margaret and then also be herself for these spooky ghost shenanigans.
So technically
Lady
it
A.
was, so technically it was Prem playing 2 characters while one character played itself and another character.
Nesting depth of 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little Inception there.
That's insane.
She was playing a character.
You're RPing on multiple levels.
Oh, yeah. And Tember finally got his reunion with Malachi.
Exactly. He has no reason to stick around.
Yeah.
Job's done, as far as he's concerned.
Not you. Think about it. Changelings do that all the time.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's changeling life.
Yeah. Hashtag just changeling things.
Yeah.
Yeah, mood.
Yeah.
But
I didn't
yeah.
even get to sprout wings and fly away yet.
So
Drat.
I had actually been planning this whole thing with Pohan for a while. I wanted to scare you.
The spook is in.
Yeah.
I wanted to scare you. I wanted to upset you. I wanted to make you mad. Not at me or really, but like in game. I wanted your characters to feel that there was a personal attack. And Pohan being Pohan was the easiest target for that. But as I did say, Pohan is immortal technically.
I would say that missed the mark for nil because of the explosion that followed.
Yeah.
That's going to be the main thing that I start playing off of because of that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're going back to base to try to figure stuff out.
Oh yeah. Which
And the master is just kind of dealing with the mental stuff. So
which is it's all stuff that's there for reasons as well. Like I said, the whole last little chapter was meant to shake the party up.
Oh, and it has.
And not to get meta, and we're doing this on stream, because it's fun. Not to get too terribly meta, but if the assumption that an illithid is involved or something similar to an illithid, if that is correct, then a lot of what you've seen suddenly does kind of start making sense.
There was a lot of feeble mind going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot
It's
of
like
mental
a lot.
trickery going on, a lot of head-focused things going on.
Yeah.
So,
which is weird because my backstory was in place before that. Right? Like
Yeah.
we were trying to write that a way ago.
Yeah. And I do hope...
When were you planning that out, by the way, Master? I was very curious.
Oh.
Master's been working on that for a while.
Ooh, such a long journey, and I had to shoehorn it in just to be able to say it there, cause like, brain stuff.
No, that's good.
I mean, I
Pipe
guess
up
it
and do
kind
it.
of works though, because I mean, you think about it, like if the master's memory really is like getting worse and worse and worse and worse, like just all the time, like just constant downhill slope. Yeah, that's gonna want to be something that he brings up to the group, because there may come a time where it's just like he doesn't even remember Jimmy sitting right in front of him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been putting that in there, because that's the backstory that I came up with, because I started trying to write the backstory after playing him for a few months. So I was like, well,
Yeah,
I
which
don't know
is
what to say here.
is great that we're starting to see that come out too. As long as the Master has been around, the Master has been such an enigma of a character. Just not for any negative reasons, it's just the Master is the Master. It's who he is. So it's nice to see that starting to come out for people who've been following this for a while, mainly us, obviously, but anybody who has or will be following the story of these characters. Like that'll be really cool.
I would just like to say this is not meant to be like offensive to people who actually suffer with mental illness. This is an effective and intentionally cast magic spell backfiring, and it's not a continuous slope into eventual complete not remembering anything at all.
Well, I don't
Oh
think.
yeah,
it's
but
just
it's
an
just
effect.
like the master could be worried about that right now because
Yeah.
he doesn't know like anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I'm trying to play it, but I just do want to, like, disclaimer. I'm
That's
sorry, I don't want to offend anybody who has those actual struggles.
I don't think that would be offensive. If anything, it would be a healthy nod to an existing issue that needs to be normalized and thought of as something that people humanize rather than just a disease. So I don't think that's a bad thing. Myself.
I literally just thought about it. I'm sorry.
But no, that's good. It's nice that you're conscious enough to want to make sure nobody gets offended. So that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's healthy. But no, you guys did a fantastic job. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope some questions got answered, and I hope that you feel like some progress was made.
Yeah.
And I hope that this helped blow off a little steam, especially picking on the Warranes.
I didn't get to do quite as much as I wanted to, but like you bastards are out here doing my job. Come on.
We stole your shtick. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
it.
Well, I will say that is not the last you'll see of Ted and Lauren Warrane.
Oh, just you wait.
Oh,
till it's
undoubtedly.
an all clear. If it's ever a free for all for them, they're gonna lose their
yeah.
minds with
They-
me. They're gonna lose it.
They will return for the doll Chucky. That's
I
their
don't even get to set loose the shadow beasts.
yeah. No, that's their Annabelle. So
their Annabelle, but their white whale like literally announced her presence and like
Oh yeah.
said only reacted with "There's demons present."
Oh yeah. Well, there was a lot of other stuff going on too. The poor guy was overwhelmed.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he had ghost blobs and raucous laughter and voices, and then the ghost came out. It's no wonder poor Lauren passed out.
Only sensible.
Only sensible. But yeah, guys,
Awesome.
it was a good session. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a point every so often to make a chance for us to have a return to the Wickle Tongue for these types of sessions.
Mhm.
I think, especially with this campaign, it's healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna start making this a regular thing. We'll talk off screen and maybe determine like how regular we want it to be. But yeah, we'll be returning to the Wickle Tongue again. And Almond, if you're watching, we love and miss you. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Once again, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good.
Goodbye.